Thiago Alcantara's return to Barcelona has landed like a shockwave through Camp Nou corridors and social feeds alike, and the reason it matters is far bigger than a familiar face coming home. This isn't a sentimental cameo. Thiago arrives as a coach, as an interpreter of ideas, and as a living symbol of the club's DNA, the very person who can sit beside Hansi Flick and help turn tactical blueprints into footballing reality. He carries La Masia not just in his CV, but in the language of his touch, the geometry of his passing, and the instincts he can teach younger players who are still learning how to read the game at Barcelona's speed. For a coach like Flick, who demands clarity, coordination, and precise pressing patterns, Thiago is uniquely positioned. He has worn the Barca shirt, he has learned Flick's methods at Bayonne, and he has the locker room credibility to make complex instructions feel natural rather than foreign. That double familiarity, Barca's possession-first culture and Flick's Germanic tactical rigor, is precisely why the move feels less like a decorative appointment and more like a strategic lever. In training, Thiago can show, model and correct in real time. He can replicate the exact body position for a midfield pivot to open a lane. He can demonstrate the cadence required to link a press into a pass, and perhaps most important, he can translate abstract coaching talk into the micro-decisions players make at full tilt. For Pedri and Gavi, who carry Barca's future on their shoulders, that kind of mentorship is priceless. It shortens the learning curve, reduces confusion, and helps convert potential into consistency. Beyond drills and diagrams, Thiago brings a psychological asset. Players remember him as a peer who reached the top using Barca methods and then succeeded abroad. That history buys him attention and trust, which every coach needs when asking young players to change habits or when integrating new signings into a fragile squad culture. Yet the appointment is not risk-free. Expectations will balloon, fans, pundits and boards will suddenly recalibrate what success should look like. Old romantic narratives about Barca's style will meet modern demands for wins and trophies, and if results lag, the narrative can swing from a masterstroke to a misstep with brutal speed. There's also the genuine possibility of stylistic friction. Merging Flick's directness with Barca's intricate possession game requires nuance, not only technical drills, but a philosophical alignment. And that alignment must survive the pressure of La Liga and continental fixtures. What should we watch for as early signals of success? First, a clearer midfield identity in matches, smarter rotations, more consistent pressing triggers, and decisive passing sequences that start higher up the pitch. Second, reduced turnover in transitional moments. If Thiago helps the team make better risk-reward choices, the raw metrics should show fewer sloppy counters conceded and more controlled ball recoveries. Third, visible growth in young players' decision-making under pressure. If Pedri and Gavi are making faster, safer reads in the big games, that's a sign the mentorship is working. Off the field, locker room footage, training reports and player quotes matter. If the dressing room speaks of renewed clarity and unity, that cultural shift could be the quiet engine of long-term success. We must also temper excitement with patience. Coaching transitions take time, and the proof will be in sustained patterns over weeks, not a single inspired half. For the academy graduates and newly promoted talents like Marc Bernal, Thiago's presence can be catalytic. He's the human bridge who can align expectation with execution and speed up their assimilation into first-team pressures. For Flick, this is an opportunity to extend his coaching reach through a trusted conduit. For Barcelona, it's a strategic attempt to fuse identity with modern tactical demands. For supporters, it's a gamble on culture as much as on tactics. Ultimately, Thiago's comeback will be judged by tangible progress on the pitch, improved midfield control, more coherent pressing phases, and a team that looks like it understands what it is trying to do from minute one. If those things arrive, this hire will be remembered as the turning point when Barca began to reconcile its glorious past with the urgent need to win now. If they don't, the experiment will raise hard questions about compatibility and timing. Either way, this move is one of the clearest signals yet that Barcelona's rebuild is trying to be intelligent, not merely reactive. And that makes the next few months the most important chapter in Hansi Flick's tenure so far. What would success look like to you? faster midfield control, trophies, or simply a team that plays with a clearer identity? Tell us what you think and stay tuned as we track how Thiago's influence unfolds at Camp Nou.